besties, it's Dano and today I'm doing a video all about readathons in 2026 and ones for you to be aware of. This is by no means an exhaustive list. There are so many readathons that happened in 2025 and I predict that all of them, if not more of them, are going to pop up in 2026. So this is just based on what happened in 2025 and what I think will happen in 2026. A lot of them haven't made their announcement videos yet. The announcement videos that I do know about, I will link down below. Otherwise, I will link like the channel or the website or whatever of where to find these. Another really good source is Pages with Page. They do a spreadsheet of all the readathons that they get told about, and so you can just go through that. Their 2025 one is currently up, but I believe they're currently working on their 2026, as well as they do a monthly like check-in of all the readathons that they know about. So that's a great place to go if you're in the mood for a readathon but don't know what's out there. I highly suggest their channel and checking out those monthly readathon announcement videos. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to start off with the year-long ones that I know about and then go into the monthly and then the weekly to fortnightly and like 24-hour ones that I know about. Again, I'm sure I'm missing hundreds. Like absolute hundreds. So if you know of any other ones, leave them down in the comments below and like when they sort of happen throughout the year. And if you do have a link to it, that'd be amazing so that we can use this as a resource of what's coming out in 2026. And as I said, this is based on what it was in 2025. So especially like the monthly and weekly, fortnightly and 24-hour ones, they're subject to change. So starting off with our monthly ones, we've got all the ones that sort of start up in January, which is a lot because new year, New Year's goals, new resolutions. It's time to start a fresh new reading challenge. First up, we have Adventures in Aeldia. This is hosted by Bookmas. I believe she made some announcements about this in Reading Sprints today. So I will have I believe what's happening is she's using the same map. It will just be different prompts so you can sort of pick a new pathway. So very excited for that. And if the graphics are made by the time I get to editing, I will insert it here. Otherwise, I will put last year's. But the map is really pretty, so I'm looking forward to using that again. Then we've got a bingo board from Rainy Blue Reads. This is for the series Takedown Bingo, and absolutely love it. So this is what it looks like. And it is all about getting those series under control, which I desperately need in my life. This is one I will be participating in, same with A Year in Aeldia, because I need to tackle my series that I've currently got outstanding. And if you haven't heard it in a previous video, I'm making it a challenge for myself to get my series under control. Next up, we have TBR Takedown. This is hosted by Rescues and Reads, and again, this is another fun one to get our TBRs under control and sort of work on what we've got with us right now because, yeah, I got a lot. I need to sort this out. Then we've got the COsy Readathon. This is hosted by Goobers Who Read, or like Jashi Corinne's book club that she has. And this is a year-long challenge that they've got. This year, Goober is learning how to bake, so you can learn how to make different sweet treats by the reading prompts, and all that can go together to like get a recipe book of different new sweet treats that you learn how to make. Last year it was putting together a vase of flowers, so Goober learnt different types of flowers, and then this year we're moving on to baking. Then there's the Reader's Gauntlet. This is hosted by Bay Reads. This is another bingo card to enjoy reading and getting some challenges in. Bingo cards are definitely a nice, easy way to do a TBR. It's so fulfilling when you get that bingo and then you can get like a couple of bingos and then you can get a blackout. It's so much fun. I love bingo cards. Then one I haven't looked too much into, but that's A Year in Pelican Town by the Marginella writer. I'm so sorry, I've butchered that. But this one I believe is based on I'm going to insert it here. It's a video game that I've kept meaning to pick up, the Stardust or Stardew Valley. I keep meaning to pick it up and try it. But it's based on that, and for the first, I think it's 3 months, they're looking at the crafts room, and then it'll go into different other challenges. And there aren't too many prompts within this one, so it's a nice, easy, chilled style readathon from what I can see. Then there is once again Beat the Backlist. They've just come out with their bingo cards. There is a 52 version as well as a 25 bingo version, so some options depending on how hard you want to go with it, but it would be nice to beat the backlist. Not possible, but would be nice. Popsugar have also released their 2026 reading challenges and their prompts, so I believe there's 52. They've got a few, and then they've got like a advanced mode to make it a little bit harder as well. And then a new one that I saw pop up was the Once Upon a Year by, I'm going to pronounce it wrong again. This is also done by the Marginilla writer. I'm so sorry. But this one looks kind of cool. I believe it's the first year of running it, and it's looking at creating a world. So very interested in it. I was kind of umming and ahhing if I wanted to dabble in this one. I think I might. I just won't put all the pressure on me to do it. We'll see. I don't know. I think you only have to have like 20 books. I think that's the minimum that you need to read for it. So 20 within the space of 12 months. Really, I should be able to do that. Shortly. Next up we have the Buzzword Challenge. This is hosted by Books and Lala. I don't believe the 2026 prompts have been released, but I am hoping that she does a covers and... what did she do last year? She did a covers and title. So there was 2 that you could choose from. Like either it had to be on the cover or it had to be within the title. So I'd be interested, depending on how many prompts there are. I don't want to sign myself up to like a 52 challenge. If it's, I think actually it might be 1 a month. So it might be doable. We're going to see if I can get all these challenges to work with my monthly TBR game as well. Yeah, but anyway, it looks like fun. I know a lot of people that did it this year and they had a ball doing it, so just waiting for the 2026 announcement. And then there is also the Diversity Book Bingo. This is hosted by Ellen Made Book Club, and it's just a bingo card to get you to read a bit more diversely. Then moving on to some year-long challenges that get released at different other points within the year. So in April is when the Fantasy Bingo board changes over to the next year's. So in April 2026 we'll start our 2026-27 bingo board, which will be nice. Then in July, I'm assuming HRCYED 3 will happen. I assume so. It seems to be very popular this year, so I think COsy will put together a round 3, but that will officially, it starts on the 7th of July, which is her birthday. However, a lot of people I know do start it on the 1st, myself being one of them, because the 7th is, I can't do that. Then on the 1st of October is when the Horror Bingo card rolls over, and I'm assuming there'll be a 3rd year of it, since I believe this year was the 2nd year. So looking forward to that, and that's hosted by Wicked Reading. And then in November is when Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy's Romantasy Bingo card is due to roll over, so hoping that she does a round 2 of that as well. So moving on to the monthly readathons. So the first one up is a bit of a different one. It's a choose your own adventure one that I didn't mention in the year-long ones, but it can be done as a year-long challenge if you would like. And that's the TBR-athon hosted by Leandra from the TBR0. So this one, you can either choose to do it over the entire 12 months, you can do it within the month of January, or there is also weekend-long options all throughout the year that you can just join for those weekends and do it as like a 48-hour challenge each month as well. My plan is to do the main month-long ones, and then also join in for a couple of the weekend ones if I'm free and can jump into some sprints just to get some extra reading done and hang out with fun people. But my main plan is to do the month-long, and that's obviously in January, so we're trying to tackle our TBR, punching through the gates of 2026 and, you know, getting our TBR under control. Then skipping forward to March, we've got Realmathon with covers with Cassidy. I tried to participate in this in 2025 and I want to participate a bit better in 2026. So I'm hoping it, well, I have heard that she's running it again. She's spoken about it. I'm assuming it's been run in March again, and by the sneak peeks that, well, not really sneak peeks, she's sort of alluding to a couple of things, like saying that it's going to be more intense, and she's very proud of what she's accomplished for this year's one, so I am excited to know what's happening this year. Also in March is Middle Grade March, and that's hosted by Middle Grade March, so the idea being reading a bunch of middle grade books throughout the month of March. Then coming to the Orilium Spring Equinox period, and that's where we go back to Orilium and do our spring subjects, hosted by Book Roast. I always have a lot of fun doing these. I am studying New Calling in 2026, so I'm very excited for that and looking forward to continuing on. Then in May, I'm assuming this will be about when Lexi does her Escape the Readathon. I believe it's been in May the last 2 years, so I think it will most likely be in May again in 2026. And looking forward to participating in this. This year's one was really fun, and from what I saw of last year's one, it looked really cool as well. So yeah, looking forward to it. May is also when the Goober Readathon generally happens, so again, assuming that it'll be the same as next year, but that's hosted by the Goobers who read, as well as like Josh Ukraine's book club. Then in June, that's when we had the Amazing Readathon, hosted by Four Paws and a Book with Bree. I haven't heard anything about 2026, but that's when it was last year, so hopefully it happens again next year. I had so much fun doing it this year. I loved going to the imaginary worlds, like the fictional worlds that are in our books, and trying to guess which worlds we were going to. So I'm hoping it happens again in 2026, so keep your eyes out for that one. Camp Season-a-thon was also held in June of 2025, so that's another one that I kind of saw a lot of graphics going around about and looks like a whole lot of fun, and that's hosted by Completely Melanie, and yeah, looks like a fun one, so see what happens next year. Then in July, Deja's Book World hosted Tarot Readathon. I didn't participate in it this year because I was sort of having some time off between all the other readathons to get my own reading done, but it did look like a whole lot of fun using different tarot cards to pick books, and different cards had different prompts, so hopefully that happens again next year, and maybe I'll see. In August, there's Arc August. I highly doubt this month will change just because it works so well with the name, and that's hosted by Read with Dr. B. I have started getting more and more arcs, so I definitely would like to participate this year or next year. This year it's all the same thing right now. But yes, they do lots of reading sprints, which I also really love. I love just being able to jump into the sprints and get some productivity done, get some reading done, and just chat a lot of chatting. And then in September we go back to Orilium for our autumn equinox subject, or semester, and once again I will be participating in this. I haven't fully confirmed what new calling I'm going to be doing next year. I think I'm leaning towards alchemy, but I don't know whether or not to be nice to myself and go with something a little bit more simple and then just be able to enjoy other things as well, or if I do 2 smaller callings, so like they both only have 4 books in them each. I haven't decided yet, but I think alchemy is the biggest one, so we'll see. Also in September this year is when Mel from Melanor Reads hosted the Readathon Rebellion, so I believe that she's planning on doing a 2026 one. I just haven't heard if it's going to be around the same time or not yet. Then all the spooky readathons for October. So first we have TBR Harvest. I actually don't know if this was the second or if it's been going for longer. I definitely know there's been at least 2 TBR Harvests in October by Leandra from the TBR Zero, and I had a lot of fun trying to participate in it this year. I really liked the board game, like the board that you could move around, so love that, and I would like to think that it's definitely coming back next year, so here's hoping. The other one I did in October was the Halloween Weekend Readathon hosted by Lexi, and I really liked how this was structured because it was sort of a Thursday to Sunday for each of the weekends in October, so it wasn't as stressful as doing a full month-long one. And then she was also pretty chill with like if you wanted to shift your days around, so I think I ended up doing like Fridays to Mondays because that worked better for me. And I definitely like the idea of this one, and I liked the escaping the house because that's similar to what she uses for her TBR game, so hopefully she does something similar again. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of trying to think of fall activities to do, which in the southern hemisphere isn't as easy, but it's okay. Then in November there's Backlist-a-thon, and that's hosted by Danny Davils. I enjoyed doing this and, you know, reading some books that were on my bucket list. I definitely want to participate a bit better next year and fully get into it. I sort of started off strong and then got carried away with doing other things, but hopefully that is back in 2026. The other readathons I heard about for November that happened this year was Suffer-a-thon, hosted by Pages with Paige, so yeah, that's one to keep an eye out for next year, as well as NetGalley November, hosted by Dusty Book Sniffers, I believe, but it's had a whole bunch of different booktubers sort of doing sprints all together. I really enjoyed, I think it was NetGalley November that did the sprints train, so like every moment there was someone sprinting. It made it really fun that you could sort of go between different accounts and see different YouTubers that I would never see normally because they just haven't popped up for me yet, but I got to sign up and subscribe to a whole lot of new people because of how the hosting was done of those sprints. And then in December is Sequel Readathon, hosted by Kimberly Reads. If this happens again next year, I will definitely be participating. I am not currently this year, although I guess it's not too late to go in and have a look at it, right? I could do with getting some series done before the end of the year, and that's the main aim, is to tackle those series that you still have open and try and get them done before the end of the year, which I love the idea of. Then for the readathons that go for about a week to 2 weeks or somewhere in between, around January is when Winter Ween, hosted by Gabby Reads, is generally held, so I think that's a week-long one. In February, that's when Romantasy Readathon was held, and that was hosted by Tori Between Pages, so I'm hoping that one happens again. I really love the ball that she did this year, so I don't know if she would keep that sort of same thing going or change it up, but it was a fun way to spend sort of that Valentine's period. Around May is when Danielle Reads hosts Squash That series, so the idea being to read your series books that you've got open. In July of this year, Brooklyn Reads hosted Romance Trope Readathon, so that'd be another one I'd be keen to participate in next year. What I did find when looking through different readathons is I found a Camp Enchanted readathon that I didn't hear about this year, and that's hosted by Chaos in Bookland, and it looked really sweet, so if it happens in July again next year, I will definitely be keen to give it a go and participate in that one. Also in July is when Summer Ween happens by Gabby Reads, and then in July Noir happens, and that's hosted by Locked Booktician. I think that's how you pronounce that. So sorry. Then in December we had Smutmas by Read with Dr. B. I would definitely like to participate in that one next year. I just had too much going on this year to participate in it this year, but if she does it again next year, I will definitely be keen. And then also in December is Lightmas from the book Roast. This is a part of the adventures in Aeldia and the Orilium world, and I love visiting these stores every Christmas time. As for weekend ones, I don't have too many that I know about, but the ones that I do know about are Relax and Readathon, hosted by the Reading Nymph. This one happens every 2 months, so there's a weekend within that month that she has a board that you can move yourself around. There's no real starting spot, you just roll until your heart's content, and that's what you do. I participated in the December one, and I tried to do the October one as well, and I had a ball, so I am definitely looking forward to doing them next year as well. She's also pretty chilled about when you do it, so you don't have to do it on the same weekend as her. You can do it sort of within that month as well, which makes it really easy for someone like me that sort of works weekends, but I have weekdays off, so I just sort of shuffle it around to when I'm free. And then lastly, we've got Weekends at Timmy's. This is hosted by Brittany Loves Reading. I believe this third one happened in December, so I don't know what the schedule is for this one, but I believe it is just like a weekend one that she does a couple of times a year, so look out for those ones. So once again, not a complete list by any means, but these are the ones that I have my eye on that I want to let you guys know about. I'm sure some of them you would have heard about, but if I'm missing any ones that you think that I definitely should participate in, some other ones I know about, but I don't know when they're really happening or if anything's been released. So like there's a Sims readathon that I'm keen to see about. I'm trying to convince Emily to do like a spring readathon. So there's some other things on the horizon. It's just they haven't been announced and I don't know when they're sort of happening yet. But if you do know, leave it all down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you want to, and I will see you all next time. Bye!